My name is Gary Scobie. I'm Deputy Chief Information Security Officer in the Information Security Directorate. I'm based in Information Services Group, but our remit is university-wide. We deal with information security across all of the university. If you need to get in touch with me, there's my email address, and the information security at ed address is the team mailbox, which is manned by my colleagues throughout the day. My agenda for today is to cover the tactics of hackers and scammers, cyber criminals. I'm going to show you how they go about their business, and my intention is to make you more aware and to help you protect yourself. So if you know some of the techniques that hackers use to try and grab your data, then you'll be better prepared for them and you'll be able to avoid those particular scams and attacks. Hackers, cyber criminals. It's important to appreciate they can be patient. You have to get things right every day of the week when you log on during the day and you're reading your emails and you're browsing the web and looking at social media. You've got to get it right every day. Hackers just have to get it right once. They've just got to catch you out once. So they can be very patient. They take their time, they sit back and just keep tapping away at you. They're very determined. They're risk takers. What hackers do is illegal, but that doesn't seem to deter them. They don't care about you. They're insensitive to consequences. If they take your money or take your personal data or sell it on to someone else, they don't care. They have no thought for how you're feeling. They can be coercive, social engineering. I'll talk a little bit about social engineering later on today, and it's something that they are very, very good at doing, coercing people into actually reacting to emails, reacting to posts and engaging with them. So do not underestimate them. I've been in this profession for a long time, and although I know a great deal about information security, I don't underestimate hackers and the abilities of cyber criminals in this day and age, and you shouldn't either. Okay, passwords. This website here, which is on the screen, Have I Been Pwned, is perfectly safe to put your email address into. It's run by a security researcher who gathers together all known compromises of websites over the years. And if your username and password has been compromised in some other attack in previous years, it will be listed on this website. Your password won't be listed, but the fact that your account has been compromised on another service will be listed there. So it's a really, really good check. And obviously, if your name comes up in that list on that website, then please change your password. Now, because the security researcher who does this as a public service, he has all these lists, the bad guys have all these lists as well. Now, what the bad guys do is they take those combinations of usernames and passwords and they try them against every other site they can find on the internet. It's called credential stuffing. They work on the basis that lots of people use the same username and password for everything. Okay, so they do this using scripts. It's an automated attack. They just have to keep trying the same username and password against all different sites, all different websites, all different services that they can find. So you can prevent this in a couple of ways. You can have different passwords for all your different services, unique passwords, and you could use something called two-factor authentication, which some of you may know about. For example, I use WhatsApp. You probably do as well. That has the ability to set up a PIN code. Okay, you should have two-factor authentication for your online banking, so that when you log in with a username and password, a code, for example, is sent to your phone, and you have to tap that number, that code in order to get access. So if a hacker gets your username and password, if they don't have your phone, they will not be able to get into that particular service. So unique passwords and use of two-factor authentication where you can. Now, hackers use big ticket items. Obviously, the big ticket item this year has been the global pandemic, and but hackers will always look to see what is happening in the news and then put posts out based on that. The idea is that they want to encourage people to go to their compromised websites. They want people to engage with their posts, to click on their links, to download their attachments in order to compromise their systems. It's a sad fact that when any human tragedy occurs, hackers are all over it. They put up fake websites. They post fake news items. They set up sites selling, in this case, masks and fake cures for COVID-19. So it's very important to be aware that when something newsworthy happens, and if you see posts online, just think for a moment, is that post genuine, or is it a hacker wanting me to click on that link to go to a compromised website to possibly download malware onto my system? So big ticket items is a thing. Hacking humans, social engineering. We define this as the clever manipulation of the natural human tendency to trust. I'll give you a live example, a real example from last year. There was a user who was trying to set up an online banking account, and he was getting nowhere with it. So he went out on Twitter and started ranting and raving about how shoddy the customer service was. A hacker, saw that tweet and immediately pretended to be that online bank. So they were very sorry for the problems they were having. They offered to give them assistance, and if they jumped on direct messaging, then they would deal with that issue. Now, fortunately, this user got suspicious, and they managed to pull out the conversation before they lost any money. But it's important to appreciate that, as I said earlier on, hackers are patient, they're determined. They sit all day on social media looking for people who may be complaining about something or complaining about a service, and then they'll jump on that, pretend to be that customer helpline and offer to help people in order to lure them in to extract data or money from them. It's the same with name games on social media. You may have seen people posting, what is your what's the word I'm looking for? Superhero name, for example. And you're asked then to answer questions. And these questions are designed to profile you. These questions are designed to maybe extract information from you. Because from some of the information you give, hackers could potentially work out your likes and dislikes and what you could be susceptible to being phished on. So important that, name games, social media can be fun, but at the same time, hackers use these things in order to extract information from people. It's the same with offering free trials, extended warranties, prizes. As I always like to say, there's no such thing as free money. And if it looked too good to be true, it probably is. Accident scams. This is a really common scam where the hackers will phone people up at random and just say, I've heard you've been in an accident in the last 3 years. And the chances are perhaps that person has. And then they try to lure them in about chasing down compensation and other services they can do for them, provided they give up their bank details. So it's important to appreciate that hackers are very, very good at social engineering, are very, very good at trying to con people into giving up data and money. Phishing emails is something you'll all have seen. It's extremely common. It happens almost every day to most people. These emails typically contain links or attachments. I would say never open an attachment that comes in from an email that you don't know what it's about. Same with clicking on links. If you're interested in something, check out the company website, go to the actual source. Be very wary of clicking links inside emails, as they may be being redirected to somewhere else. We see, especially for students, we see phishing emails offering help with accommodation or finances. Ignore them. Lottery scams. There are no lottery winners going to be offering you money in order to get through your studies. That really doesn't happen in real life, but we see scams on that basis. So if you're unsure, look at the official website, take advice, just do not click on links in messages. Some messages, going back to social engineering, can appear authoritative. They can appear like they're from the police or the courts or debt collectors, for example. They may be telling you that if you have information, you've breached a condition or you owe a company money. Now, these emails are designed to trick you and raise fear and get you to interact with them. So my advice is, whenever you feel in doubt or you feel uncomfortable or threatened by emails or text or postings, then contact the university for help. We're here to sort this kind of thing out for you. We don't want you feeling uncomfortable or threatened by anything, and it's far better to take advice and have somebody help you deal with the situation. So these are not common, but they may happen. So it's important to be aware that it is just a trick, it is just a ruse, and the important thing is to go for help. There's lots of people who can help with this. So the university, Edinburgh University, will not email you to say you've run out of disk space, click on this link. The university will not email you to say you need to change your password, click on this link, or we have detected unusual activity, click on this link. There's a problem with your email, click on this link. You need to pay more fees, click on this link. You're in trouble, click on this link. University will never do that kind of thing, believe me. And if you get an email telling you need to change your password, don't click on the link, okay? It's a hacker, it's an attacker, it's spam email trying to get your credentials out of you, trying to get you to engage with them. So please remember that. Clickbait, cat pictures and sunsets. This is my cat Jess, loves getting a photograph taken. Now, cat pictures and sunsets are the most common forms, common routes, if you like, to downloading malware on the internet, downloading viruses. People love cat pictures. They also love sunsets. And hackers will put these images out, encouraging people to click on the links. And yes, you click on a cute cat picture, it will take you to a website with lots of other cute cat pictures. But that website is what we call a watering hole. That website is potentially compromised with malware. That website is going to attempt to get you to click on things to download viruses onto your laptop or your phone. It's the same with you won't believe what happened next posts. You often see social media, they say something happens, and then they say, you won't believe what happened next. You've got to click on this link in order to see what happened next. Well, please don't click on that link, because that is encouraging you to go to a compromised website in order to download malware or steal your login credentials. Okay, it's called clickbait. Favorite tools for hackers: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's LinkedIn, great for doing business, great for making connections in work, and extremely important in business. But at the same time, hackers are all logged into LinkedIn as well. So the important thing is to make sure just understand the information that you're giving out on these platforms. There's nothing wrong with using them, but just think, hackers use LinkedIn to profile customers, to profile people, business people. They look to see what they could be revealing. Very often, technical people in my line of work would typically not say the type of technology they use within their business, because that is a clue to a hacker in order to, when they're trying to profile an organization. So it's very important to think about what information you put out on social media, because that is not only read by friends and potential acquaintances and contacts in business, it's also read by attackers and hackers. So just think what you put out there, because it's these are all favorite tools for attack. Birthdays and fashion. People like to post out on social media about their birthday. Attackers like to post back to these people offers of, it's your birthday, here's a free voucher at some store, or a free gift, or a free coffee, or whatever. Click on this link. Please don't fall for it. It goes on all the time, and it's something that's really common. Now, it's great. You're excited. You want to tweet out about your birthday, that's great. But just remember, you start getting random tweets back or replies from people or random companies offering you free stuff because it's your birthday, just think, are these genuine? Here are some texts. I've been talking about emails, but texts are just as prevalent at times. These are there's a Revolut text I received this year. Now I have a Revolut account. My first reaction was on, I believe that was a Friday night, was, oh, what's happened here? And for a second I think, oh, something's happened to my account. No, that's a rogue website. Don't click on that link. Here's one, HSBC. A suspicious payment is pending. Please click on this link. No, I don't even have an HSBC account. But it's important that your banks will not text you that kind of stuff to tell you, oh, we've detected some activity, click on this link. It doesn't happen. There's a DHL Express saying that I had a delivery from matchesfashion.com. I remember actually for this one, I got a text the day before from the attackers telling me I was getting a delivery. And then 24 hours later, they sent me a text to tell me my delivery's coming. So again, it's a scam. And again, you're on your phone, it's a text, but clicking on that link potentially will compromise your mobile device. Okay, so it's very important to be wary of these things. Phone calls, what I call old school but highly effective. We get phone calls, people phoning up saying, oh, we've detected something wrong with your internet. No, they haven't. Your PC has a virus. Actually, no, it doesn't. They're trying to trick you into installing rogue software onto your laptop. They're trying to trick you into giving up your bank details. Amazon Prime scam is a common one that's been going around this last year, where you'll get a phone call and somebody will say your Amazon Prime, membership is overdue and you need to pay now, otherwise we're going to cut you off. Again, Amazon don't have time to phone you up to tell you about Amazon Prime, believe me. So again, these are hackers. They're people trying to manipulate you to do social engineering. USB drives, pen drives. At surveys, year after year, 1 in 2 of us are likely to find one and plug it into their laptop. Please don't do that. USB drives can be set up to launch malware, this can be set up to launch viruses, they can be set up to launch what we call remote access Trojans, which will make a backdoor connection to the internet and allow attacker to dial back into your laptop and steal your data and just watch what you're doing generally. Okay, so if you find a USB stick, put it in the bin. Don't plug it into your laptop because you want to see what's on it. Okay, it's a common attack, and as I say, 48% of people generally would plug one into their laptop. So please don't. Open Wi-Fi networks. Open Wi-Fi is great, but just remember that auto reconnecting to open networks is problematic for you. Hackers can pretend to be these networks using their own devices. So be wary. Also be wary that you're actually connecting to the correct open Wi-Fi network, that it's not something that looks like the cafe that you're in or the hotel that you're in, okay? Because hackers will advertise open Wi-Fi hotspots with similar names, with underscores, with hyphens, with spaces in them, just in order to look like the real thing, but they're not. Use a virtual private network, a VPN. University has one. That sets up an encrypted connection between your device and the university. It's great. Use an antivirus. Back in the day when I used to do this talk in front of real people in a real room, live, I would ask who's all running antivirus on their mobiles, and I would put my hand up, but almost nobody else would. For some reason, lots of us use mobile phones, but we don't run an antivirus product on that device. My devices do so. Your phone is just as vulnerable to attack as your laptop. So, important takeaway points. Be wary of emails and texts. Just spend a minute. I know you like to rush through your emails and clear them, but just slow down a little bit and just think, what is this email? What's it asking me to do? Think about what you post online, what information you give out about yourself, because that can be used to craft a phishing email, spear phishing email to target you. Always do security updates on your laptops and your phones. We use LastPass Password Manager. It's a free utility that we use within the university, which you can sign up for. It will allow you to create, well, effectively it creates unique, very, very complex passwords for all your stuff, all the things that you want to do to log into, and you don't have to remember them. So that's a great thing. Please sign up for security awareness sessions. I tend to talk for an hour at a time rather than the 20 minutes today. We have lots of sessions on various aspects of computer security and information security. We're on Twitter. We don't tweet every day, so we're quite low maintenance. And if you see suspicious emails that come into the email box, please report them to the helpline. That way they can take action and we can take action in order to block those and to stop them spreading. And finally, think before you click. Okay, thank you very much for listening.